Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today, yes, what you doing? It's my little friend. You sit there, it's nice. Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I wanted to go through everything that I sewed in 2021. Now it might seem a little late to be doing a New Year's roundup in March, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It's not a New Year's roundup, it's a finished objects of last year roundup. And I was just really interested to figure out what I made last year and how many things I made. So I didn't keep a list throughout the year as I was doing this, and my memory is not great a lot of the time. But luckily, my phone is never far from me, and I enjoy taking pictures of what I make, and then I started making the videos. So I just went through my camera roll to see if that could help me piece together what I made in 2021. And came up with a list of 18 things, which I think is not too shabby, but that's more than one thing a month. There are definitely months where I didn't make anything, so some months had more. It was just really fun to make that list and see what I sewed in 2021. So now I'm going to show them to you. Some of these things have been in previous videos, some of them haven't and probably won't. This will be all you'll see of them. Some things I think I do want to make videos about, but I haven't done that yet. So I think first, let's dive in with dresses. This, as far as I can tell, is the first thing I made in 2021. It's an ebony dress by Core Patterns, and it's using a cotton jersey knit that I got from Blackbird Fabrics. It's a really comfy dress. It really flares out, sort of fitted up here, and then the skirt really flares out. There's lots of fabric in there, so it just sort of skims the rest of your body, which is nice, with a fitted sleeve. The fabric I was a little sad about. This color was called Merlot on the website, and I thought that meant it was a deep red. Some people who I see tell me this is a deep red, but to me it just looks like a brown. I'm not really sort of a brown or neutral clothing person. So I like it. I have worn it. I've worn it to work. It's nice with thick tights and boots, but it's not my favorite. I do wish it had been a deep blood red, because I was watching The New Adventures of Sabrina when I ordered the fabric and imagined making this dress out of it, and so I wanted it to be a really deep red, and then maybe I'd find like a Peter Pan collar or something to wear with it, but it's still good. Doesn't get a whole lot of wear just because of the color. So the next two dresses to show you, you know at least one of them. This one, I have a whole video on the channel of making this dress. And this, I made before it. They're the same pattern. It's the Alder shirt dress from Grainline Studios. The purple one is made out of a chambray fabric that I bought at Fabricland, and just some quilting cotton for the contrast in the yoke and the collar. And then this is fabric my mum bought for me as a gift when she was traveling, and I used some of that purple fabric from this dress as a contrast here and under the collar. I love these dresses. I wore them so much in the summer. This was the first time I'd done the pattern, so I didn't make any changes. This one I added pockets, so it is the perfect summer dress. I like the buttons. I like sewing the collar and having a collared dress like this. And again, these dresses sort of skim the body. There's this gathered, I did the gathered skirt version. So there's these gathers here, but none of this is tight. Like, this isn't tight to the waist. It's just loose and comfy and perfect for super hot days. So that's 3 dresses so far. Also this summer I made not quite a dress, but a jumpsuit, so same easy one-piece living. This is the Sallie Jumpsuit by Core Patterns. This is in a video that I'll link in the description below. I made some mistakes when cutting this out, not quite reading everything right, assuming lining pieces and front pieces were the same, etc., which is why I only had so much black and white stripe. So I had to use a different black and white stripe for one of the inner pieces, which you don't really see when it's on, and also I made that the inside back lining, so I personally will never see it, because if it is rolling out and showing on my back, it's on my back. I don't know about it. But yeah, this is so lovely and comfy. It's like pajamas, but kind of dressed up. I was a little worried that horizontal black and white stripes would be a bit weird for a jumpsuit, but I made it anyway. I wear it. I have a little summer sundress that I bought that is basically out of the same fabric, and I wear that a lot, so I thought, well, why not? Why not in pants? So again, love this one. I think I want to make this pattern again. This is one I made in spring of last year when it was cold and nasty, and I couldn't imagine summer coming back, but I was still hoping for it. So this is a McCalls pattern. I think this is the only Big Four pattern company pattern that I knit this year. It's McCalls 6559, which is just sort of a jersey tank dress. There's a few different versions. This one is actually pieced. It's meant to be color blocked, but I had this lip print jersey, again from Fabricland. Well, the black and white stripe was from Fabricland as well. And if you color block it, you can see like there's a seam here, there's a seam here, and a seam there. And I did the lips going in different directions, but that sort of color block part of it is kind of subtle. I almost said this is subtle. It is not a subtle dress. But again, this is great for summer when it's super hot and you just want to, too hot to think, just want to throw on one piece in the morning and call it good. It's a great sort of weekend hanging around the house because it's too hot to do anything sort of dress. I've worn it a few times, but not super many. The neck is a little lower than I usually wear, although at that point in the summer I don't really care because it's hot. So I think you'll see a pattern that a lot of these are about comfort, and a lot more of what's to come is about comfort as well. This is a party dress that I made this year. I do want to do a video about this one. It's from a Mood Fabrics pattern. They have a blog full of free patterns, which I did not know about. My office did a Christmas party this year in one of the, turned out to be a lull between various waves of virus, and suddenly I had an event to go to and I wanted to sew a dress. So I picked up, this was a velvet remnant from Fabricland. It's this great deep blue. It's sort of got this sort of crushed in stripy pattern, and the dress has these amazing sleeves, little sort of funnel neck, and then the sides have this ruching detail. You sew your own cord and a channel for it and put it all in the dress. And I really enjoyed wearing it. It's got a little button detail at the back to help close that turtleneck or that mock neck. And I really enjoyed it. It doesn't have pockets. I was very sad about that, but with the cording detail going all the way up to here, it was a little hard to figure out where to put them and how that would work. But yeah, I really enjoyed making this and wearing it. I'll wear it out again if I if I have another event to go to in the winter. But yeah, this was really fun to make. I just really wanted to make something in that sort of stretchy velvet because it seemed so festive and so fun. And there were lots of different velvets at Fabricland, but a lot of them were super shiny, and I liked the crushedness of, it's not even really crushed, but it's like embossed stripes that just made this one so fun and a little more interesting than just shiny one color. So from dresses and that one jumpsuit to pants, or bottoms I should say. So these are the Closet Core Plateau joggers. It's part of a set that she released, but it came with a sweatshirt as well, which you may see later. And the fabric is from Blackbird Fabrics. It's a cotton terry. I love these. The week I finished them, I don't think I wore anything else unless I had to go to work. They're just so comfy. They're great for lounging around home, going out to walk the dog. I love the pockets. I also put on one back patch pocket. To be honest, the color is not really something I would normally pick for myself, but I think I had the pattern in mind and I was making an order from Blackbird, and this and the pale yellow color that I did of the sweatshirt that you'll see later were the only colors of terry they had in the shop at the time, so I just bought them because I wanted to try making these pants. So I'm definitely making these again. They're so comfy. Love them so much. They're just the perfect sweatpant. I think you're supposed to do a couple rows of top stitching to secure the elastic in here. I had trouble making all the gathers look nice, so I didn't. I just tacked the elastic down at the back seam here so it won't flip around. But other than that, I think I made these as you're supposed to, and they're just so comfy. These are a little hard to show when I'm not wearing them, but these are the Burnside bibs, overalls pattern. There's the bib. From Sew House 7. They've got these great wide legs. It's perfect for a flowy fabric. The fabric is a Tencel Twill from Blackbird Fabrics. I think the colorway name was Petrol. It's a great sort of dull blue. But yeah, I love these. They're perfect for lounging around in the summer, great for taking the dog for a walk, great just being outside or lounging around in the house. I made the slightly more fitted version that has a zip on the left side here, but there's still lots of ease. There's still all the gathers at the back because these straps go up and over and then through belt loops at the back to gather, and I love them. They're one of my favorite things to wear in the summer now. The last bottom I made this year has its own video on the channel, so I'll link to that below. And it was this skirt that I made out of scraps. It's the Agave skirt by Deer and Doe. The fabric I bought from Blackbird Fabrics, but like 6 or 7 years ago, soon after they opened. And if you watch that other video, you'll see I made a bunch of mistakes when making this out of scraps. It was sort of a harebrained idea, and I wanted to film every second of it, and I just kept getting caught up in stuff and making silly mistakes and sewing things on backwards and then not fitting it right, and it needs a bit more work before I really want to wear it. Right now it's the closures, like I need to work on the buttons. It's not great. It's not my favorite thing I made this year. It might be the bottom thing I made this year, like the one I like the least. Possibly. We'll see. But yeah, I'm hoping that with some playing around, maybe adding some snaps, forgetting about the buttonholes, etc., I can make it work, designers. Make it work. Okay, now to tops, the biggest category of things I made last year. Out of the 18 things I made, 9 tops, 6 dresses, 3 bottoms. Let's start at the beginning of the pile. This is just a classic Breton stripe top. It's got that boat neck, 3/4 sleeves, lovely stripes. I think this is a Fabricland stripe, Fabricland knit that I bought. Not 100% certain about that. The pattern is from Tessuti. It's the Brigitte Breton top, and this is great. Like, I made this at the beginning of the year, and it's been washed a lot. You're starting to be able to tell. This top does have a front and a back pattern piece. I find it very hard to tell once I've made the shirt which is front and which is back. So what I do, because I don't have any labels to sew in at the moment, I just take some embroidery thread and I just do a little X at the center back, and then when I'm getting dressed, I know which way it goes. So I made that Breton top. I also made this one. Again, Fabricland jersey. This one is even pillier than the other one, and I haven't worn it as much. So this is a nice cream and green stripe that I really liked. It was the end of a bolt, so I bought a weird amount, and it sat in my stash for a while until I finished that shirt, and then I decided I'd make this shirt out of it. But at the time I thought the cream was a little too see-through to wear unless I wore a tank top underneath, which gets annoying. So what I did when I made it, I'll show you here, there's my little X, so I know where the back is. I lined it. I had some white jersey, and so I cut out 2 shirts and lined this with the white jersey. Now that I've worn it a few times, it's weirdly really heavy. Like, I know it's 2 shirts, but it doesn't feel that substantial. But it's heavy to wear, and to hold. Like I can feel it weighing down so much more than the blue one did. It's also super warm because it's 2 layers of jersey, and I think between the two they trap an air layer. So I rarely wear it because I get too hot. It's good for cold winter days though. If I was to do it again, I would probably still do that same lining thing for the body, but not line the sleeves, because like I was worried about even like my skin tone bra showing through when I wore it. So yeah, I could have solved that by just lining the body and not the whole shirt. I do still wear this sometimes. As I said, it just has to be a much colder day. This is the same McCalls 6559 pattern that I made the Hot Lips dress out of. There is no tank top pattern in there, but I just traced off the top of one of the dresses until a length I thought I liked. This took a little bit of fiddling to get the neckline the way I wanted. It was, I think I cut out a smaller size than I probably should have in the purple dress, so I cut out the next size up for the tank top from a different pattern, because this isn't pieced and the dress is the pieced one. But I assumed they would be the same, and I don't know, it just seemed very different for only going one size up. So I ended up taking a little tuck in the center there, just because it was very loose in the front neckline. I think I do want to find like a good tried and true tank top pattern, because it's great for all those leftover bits of knit, which I end up with a lot of. It works. Looks really nice under the overalls. Honestly, that's why I made it. I think I made this before I made the overalls, but when I'd already planned them, and then I was like planning, well, what will I wear under my fabulous new overalls? So these next two are the same pattern. This is the Greco Tee by Ensemble Patterns. Honestly, it doesn't look like too much when it's just flat like this, but it is so comfy. I have this one slightly oversized tee that's sort of pink and it's got flowers on it. I bought that somewhere and I wanted to make myself something similar, and this pattern is perfect. You can see there's not really any shaping on the sides. There's a couple different sleeve options. I did this band sleeve for both of the ones I made. I lived in this in the summer. It's just so comfy. So comfy. Again, it's not super tight. I mean, it's not tight at all. It skims your body, and it's just perfect for summer when you don't really want to be wearing clothes, but you have to wear clothes. This microstripe fabric is from Blackbird Fabrics. I bought this gray and white. It's like a charcoal gray. And then I bought another lot that is a pinky purple and white, which you will see in a moment. But first, this is the other Greco Tee I made. So this is the leftovers of that breton top I made that I lined. I did not line this one because this is a hot summer day top and I didn't need 2 layers. And honestly, it's been fine. I think I might have been overthinking the worry about my bra showing through this cream top. But again, I did the same sleeve variation. Honestly, at this point, I can't remember what the other couple variations are. I think there is something that's slightly longer, because this is more of just a band. It's not really a sleeve piece, it's just a rectangle. But again, super comfy, just what I was looking for. Fun under the overalls. Here is the pink and white stripe that I bought at the same time as the gray and white. This is in a video. I'll link it down below. It's in a combined video when I made this and the jumpsuit and a floral print top, I think. So this is the Nettie bodysuit pattern by Closet Core. As you can see, not a bodysuit. I chopped it off at the bottom to make it into a t-shirt. I did the scoop back, and then I did this little bow thing, which was a tutorial I found on Tilly Button's website. It's really cute. I want to wear it more, but I cut out a size too small. And I didn't realize that until I'd put it all together and was done. And it fits, because I mean it's good and stretchy, but it's tight. It shows every lump, which is not necessarily what I want. I have worn it out. Actually, I think I've even worn it to work a few times, but I wear a cardigan with it and just don't take the cardigan off. So people really just sort of see this part in the front. I want to make it again in a size that fits. I actually do have a lot of the fabric left, so I could definitely get another one out of what I have left over. I have a lot of both these stripes left over, the pink and the charcoal. So that's all these sort of t-shirty tops that I made. I did do one woven top. Again, I think that's in the same video as that pink stripe. This is the Sofia top by Victory Patterns, but it's this really fun shirred top. I'd wanted to try shirring for a long time. I'd had the rolls of elastic thread in my thread stash for a long time, and I finally did it near the end of last summer. I did the bell sleeves with the wide straps because I thought I might be able to wear it to work, and I actually did. Felt a little crazy wearing like a banana print top into work, but it was summer, so why not? But yeah, very cute, very summery. I should have made it earlier in the summer because I only made it at the end of the summer, only got a couple wears in. This fabric was from Blackbird. I think it was a vintage fabric or something, or a remnant. It was something I remember they didn't have a lot of at the time. Okay, only a couple more things left. These are both warmer sweatery projects. This is the Sunday Everyday Sweater by Ensemble Patterns, the same pattern company that did the Greco Tee. It's this great oversized, like, I mean, look at this thing. I just make the whole camera lens yellow. Yep. Great oversized sweatshirt that comes with lots of options. There's, I think, 6 different options with all the different lengths. Like this is the, so I think there's 3 different lengths, and then what makes it 6 options is each of those 3 lengths can have a straight hem or a stepped hem, where the back is slightly lower than the front. I did the medium version, like I think it's sort of a tunic-y length, but and also the stepped back. This is super oversized, and I think this one is going to be in another video because I've since made this pattern again. This fabric is sort of a bamboo blend knit. It's very stretchy, very drapey, and I think part of the problem is that it just wants to expand. It just wants to sag. This is from Blackbird Fabrics, and they had the matching ribbing, which is beautiful. The pattern has you do this, like, I thought it was just for like visual effect to cover up the seam here and the seam allowance, where you sew this little piece over the seam allowance. So I made it out of the ribbing because it matched. I think now that I should have sewn that like extra neck binding piece in a woven or something so it wouldn't stretch, or even a bias binding so it wouldn't stretch as much as this knit. So I think that would have stabilized the neck. It's very sort of off the shoulder if I want it to be, but it's so comfy. I love it. I wear it all the time. Great with leggings. It's just super cozy, great for cold winter days at home, but I love it. And as I said, I made this version early 2021. I made a second version early 2022 in January, and I think I'm going to do a video comparing the two because they're both made out of knit fabrics, but very different knit fabrics. And then last is this. It's the Mile End. Yeah, the Mile End hoodie from Closet Core. This is the sweatshirt pattern that got released at the same time as the joggers that I made. There's a couple different versions or variations in this pattern. I did the, as you can tell, sort of the V-neck wrap with hood version. There's also sort of round neck without the wrap part. And this is, I made 2 yellow sweatshirts this year. Wouldn't necessarily expect that. But again, like I said, with the pink sweatpants, there are only a couple colors left in the shop at the time I wanted to buy, so I just bought them. Not my favorite color, like I like yellow. It's also not my favorite cut of a sweatshirt. I like the idea of the wrap and the kangaroo pocket and the hood, but I don't like how this one is cropped. I really like that other yellow sweatshirt that basically covers my butt. Yeah, not such a huge fan of this one. I haven't worn it a lot. I'm wondering if maybe it just needs to be the right season, because I think I finished this in November, December, so it was quite cold, and I really wanted to be bundled up. I'm wondering if as spring comes I might get a bit more use out of this because it's lighter. But yeah, I'm really happy with the top stitching. Like you top stitch, there's like a back yoke piece and there's a seam in the arms. Happy with the top stitching I did. What I love, it's got elbow darts. I think that's really fun. I really want to like this pattern, but I'm just not a fan of this one. Maybe I'll try making the round neck one. I'll definitely try wearing this some more as spring comes and see how I like it, see if I like it then. But again, I think this and the blue skirt are the two least favorite of my makes from last year. As for my most favorite, I'm looking at the carnage of everything that I've already shown you in my bedroom. I think maybe the overalls? Probably the overalls or the Sunday Everyday other yellow sweatshirt. Because this year, the past couple of years have just been all about comfort. Like for a long time when I sewed, I would sew pretty party dresses and floofy skirts and things like that. But the past couple of years, I wonder why. It's been way more about like loose and cozy and warm and more about comfort than something you have to wear like a cincher with, which I still like. Like I still like dresses. I still like fancy dresses, but this year has definitely been more focused on comfort than party wear. But yeah, so thanks for joining me in going through all my projects from 2021. And thank you, Conan, for joining us too. Yes, thank you. If you liked this, go ahead and subscribe. That really helps. Or like the video, leave a comment. Was there anything that caught your eye in what I showed? Do you want to make any of those patterns? I really recommend those overalls. I love them. I don't know how many times I have said that to you, but I love those overalls. I think everyone needs to make them. But yeah, thanks for joining me. Hit subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. And have a great day. Bye.